Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and good morning to you all. Welcome back to another PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of Pokemon news, updates, how the community is feeling, talking about possible theories about what's happening in the game, and just the general player sentiment. Good morning, good morning. First things first, this is the first stream post my streamathon. That was a blast. It was a 60-hour stream. It was a ton. I just couldn't believe it. I ended up rating someone named Privacy Sir on Twitch, and I thought it was so cool. I just finished a 16-hour stream, and I was cooked. And this guy does a 24-hour stream weekly named Privacy Sir on Twitch. I couldn't believe it. I thought that was so fucking insane, so impressive. Apparently, he's never missed a week either. So if 16 hours of streaming can cook me the way it did, I thought Privacy Sir could fucking use a little love. You check him out on Twitch. Really funny, really chill, like happy, entertaining, positive guy. Privacy Sir over on Twitch. I just couldn't believe he does a 24-hour weekly stream, dude. That takes a lot. That takes a lot. So shout out to him. I'm gonna collect the Pokeyen there. We're gonna be shiny hunting and making some Pokeyen today. Yo, that shiny Skuntank, you don't see it a whole lot. Shiny Skuntank, kind of underrated. Now there were some big changes. I'm seeing some crazy stuff in game right now. The Electric Storm, this is like a 15 bill Pokeyen Vanity, something ridiculous like that. It's hard to judge prices on vanities that expensive, but that is a big one. But PvP changes, dude. April PvP tier changes are here. If you don't know, in Pokemon, every single month there are tier changes. The tiers are changed a little bit every single month to rebalance the game and keep things fresh. This happens in most Pokemon games from my understanding. Up to OU from UU is Bronzong. Bronzong is being used too much. It's considered too good based on usage, which means how often it's being used in that tier. It's being moved up to the OU tier. Rebanned to BL1. This is sort of like this Pokemon is technically in OU for my understanding, but it's not quite good enough for OU, but it's technically in OU, but it's just way too good for the tier below. So that's from my understanding of like the borderline tiers. BL's borderline, I believe. That puts us with Lucario. Lucario, just too good for UU. And then 2 UU down from OU, so Pokemon moving down tiers. This one was crazy to me. I might try to breed some like Torkoals for profit today, because this is a big move. Torkoal down to UU. We very rarely see weather setters. I think Ninetales, to be fair, might often be like in UU nowadays, or NU, the lower tiers, yeah. But prior to like Ninetales getting access to droughts, and when there was only like one, weather setters, Torkoal, man, we do not see Pokemon like Torkoal move out of OU. Like, I know Sun's not the most powerful weather in the world, but it's still quite good, and people have some good success with it. I couldn't believe this is a big move. Torkoal getting moved down to UU is a big deal. A lot of UU players are going to want to pick up some Torkoals now. Tentacruel kind of fades back and forth between UU and OU. That is normal. And then 2 UU from NU. So up from NU up to UU. Nexicus, thanks for the 27 months, is crazy, man. Golduck, kind of shocked to see this one. I'm out of touch with the metagame, with what's going on. I assume it's just being used for its Cloud 9 ability is usually what Golduck is used for in PvP. Kind of surprised to see that. Next up, down to NU. For many years, NU was my favorite PvP tier. I have not actively played it for many years, probably at least 2 to 3. Spiritomb dropping to NU as a casual NU fan that no longer plays seems insane. This Pokemon seems like it will get banned back to UU. Talk about breeding Pokemon for profit. I look at this is why I really recommend, even if you don't play PvP, always keep an eye on the PvP movement, because you can make some really good profit. Everybody needs to make Pokeyen. So whether you want to go catch Torkoals for profit, catch Spiritombs, probably not, but like breeding Spiritombs for profit, people are going to want Spiritombs. I think this Pokemon is going to be insane. Going down to NU from UU. Swampert also going down to NU. I don't know if it will be too broken. The NU's power level is insane nowadays. It's hard to tell. And then quick bans to BL2. Scolipede. Was Scolipede in NU, or what is this? And then rebanned to BL2. Wow, that's crazy. NU is having some pretty big switch ups. Roserade banned out of NU. Scolipede banned out of NU, essentially, and UU essentially, right? That's pretty crazy. That's some big. These changes are all in effect for my understanding. They're in the game right now, and because of that, I'm going to go abuse that fact. I'm going to go breed some Spiritombs, most likely. Spiritombs and Torkoals for profit. I'm going to head over to Kanto. Let's get started. No, this is a great question. Harry G donated or subbed and asked, like, have there any been new alphas in the recent past month? Any rumor of when new alphas are being released into the new rotation? I don't think we've seen any new alphas since the recent event season, unfortunately, man. I would absolutely love to see that. Alphas are like a mechanic that was created so that they could like trickle in new alpha spawns and new hidden ability Pokemon every so often into the rotation, and it's a seamless like not infinite, but like up until we're out of hidden ability Pokemon, it's a seamless, like, you can slowly drip content into it and also drip balance the game, right? That's the important thing. PokeMMO is better than most MMOs and most games that I've seen, about like slowly dripping content that could break the game into the game, so that it doesn't break the meta game, right? Most games I feel like nowadays just take giant swings, and you know, it's not, there's like better or worse. I like it personally, like the more safe, like, okay, let's like not break everything, let's just try to fix as best we can. More like slow and safe updates. I think a lot of games just take giant swings, and it's more exciting and it's more fun for the casual player, but it's less balanced. And I think I like PokeMMO style with it more. It's, you know, it's obviously, it's gonna be personally dependent. Speaking of though, dude, I have so many Pokemon to sort through. I'm not even gonna worry about this today. I don't want to think about it. I'm not gonna worry about it, dude. I'm not even gonna worry about this today. But what I am gonna do, I'm gonna do some breeds for profit. I'm gonna put some Pokemon away over here. We're gonna go grab. We are looking for Torkoal deals and Spiritomb. All right, the best thing about looking for these two Pokemon, I might just grab this Torkoal, honestly, off the bat. I need to start like getting a calculator up to see cost. I don't know if this will actually be a profitable breed, but I'm just gonna jump into it, get some breeds started. The beautiful thing about Torkoals and Spiritombs is they both, like, they don't need that many stats. You really want defenses on all of them, like 20 to 25 plus on all defenses on both these Pokemon. They're very bulky Pokemon. A nice big Charizard sale for me as well. I'll take it, dude. I saw another one sale this morning as well. Some of my big hidden ability Charizards are selling. I don't know if it's people are now prepping for raids more outside of event season. Now I think what happened was, event season ended, people spend all of their money on investment stuff in event season, and then it takes people a little bit of time to rebuild their capital, rebuild their cash stack, and then now people are starting to spend a little bit more because it's been a month or so. They've been doing their gym runs for a month, doing their trainer runs. Now they're building back up that Pokeyen to actually be able to buy more things and work on the next to-do list in PokeMMO. So kind of cool to see the market picking up a little bit in that regard. For a while, endgame mons, like really like 3x31s, 4x31s weren't selling that well in my opinion, and I talked about that. But there's Torkoal. Let's check Spiritomb. Like, this is a good, I was gonna say, dude, Spiritomb is one of those Pokemon, it's hard to find good IV Spiritombs. There's not that many on the market. There is nothing, dude. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get rid of, I'm going to do 31 in any of the stats that it needs and just say required IV match 1. So any 1x31 Spiritomb, dude, it's going to be tough to find a good Spiritomb breed / deal. I'll see if I can find something. Okay, this is a good little breeding for profit tip. So I have this Torkoal, right? I have this Torkoal, and this Torkoal cost me like 3,000 Pokeyen. A little bit less than that, but that's okay, right? I have this Torkoal here, and it's just missing special attack and nature, of course, but I could go buy a, thanks for the sub, I'll thank you properly in a quick second. I could go buy this Ditto for 24k, and that would allow me to only brace the 31's attack on the Ditto, so it still costs like 34k to breed or whatever. Or I could go check, like, let's just get rid of like the HP, and you would say, you know, why would you do that? Because then you have to brace a 24 HP IV, which is kind of weird, right? However, yes, I was gonna say, if the Ditto costs like 14k or less here, then it's better, it's cheaper to do this. Because now instead of paying 34k, 24k plus the brace, right? Now I'm paying plus 6k plus 20k. So I'm only paying 26k now to make that breed up instead of 34k. And dude, 8k saved here and there, especially when you're newer to breeding for profit. That's how you make those big, in my opinion, like, so you build capital and make Pokeyen. Understanding when to buy like a 1x31 that's missing one of the 20s to save some yen on that breed, super relevant. So I'm gonna go buy those two braces I talked about, put the HP on the, not the Ditto, Spatak on the Ditto, HP on the Torkoal. This breed should look pretty good. It really depends on how this comes out, to be fair. It's only a 1x31 Torkoal, so it's not amazing, but it's gonna be pragmatic. If it comes out with any sort of decent nature, it'll be amazing. And if not, do I want to pay for it to be... I think Dittos are so cheap right now, I'm not even going to worry about the gender, honestly. We're just going to go through this breed. It cost me 29k to make this. I bet you if it doesn't, I bet you if it doesn't roll with a decent nature, I don't know if it'll be profitable. Let's go check. Torkoal. Let's go see. 31. You can just go check right now how much it would sell for. And if you were, you know, patient and smart, I mean, to be fair, that's insane. The market for Torkoals seems slim, chat. I look up, let's do 20 plus in every stat. Let's try this. There we go. This is a better representation. So there's stuff like this. Ours is better than this. Ours could probably go 50k or so. It depends. I'm gonna look for more Torkoal breeds, but let's do 31s. We might even do similar to do the same with Spiritomb. Let's just look for like 1 times 31 Torkoals or 1 times 31 Spiritombs and see what breeds we can pop out. Like, I think this Torkoal is pretty sick for like 12,500. It's only missing 1 stat, I believe, out of what it needs. Obviously in nature. So that was like 12,000 Pokeyen. Head back to the GTL. Let's go grab it. Here's what it looks like. It's 31 HP, 20 plus and everything except for Spidef. Now we need a Ditto to match it. And what you would do is you would look for 20. This is gonna be like a really cheap Ditto. Like, Dittos are so cheap right now. It's insane. Yeah. The fact that every Ditto is like 6k like this one's even 25 plus and all the stats that I need. I'm just gonna grab that one. It's a little more. Now we would go grab a Spidef. The whole breed's gonna cost a little under 40k. And that's what you would pay. You would normally pay 40k for a 2 times 31 breed with no extra stats. A 2 times 31 breed with 25 plus and every other stat that it needs is much better than that. We're going to whip on these braces. Go follow up with this breed. This will be 2 times 31 in HP and Spidef, which are very relevant stats. You probably want defense more relevantly on Torkoal. That's fine. This comes out very, 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 very nice. This is arguably should be paid to be female. Because if you want to breed it up anymore, I'm going to go ahead and do that, honestly, in case the nature comes out shite. All right, this Torkoal came out hoping for a good nature roll here. Quirky, that's totally okay. Now, it did come out female randomly. This one I paid for. This one I did not. Now, the question becomes, is it worth to rebreed this for a nature and then sell it as such? Probably, but it depends on... It depends. Let's go check. So, the female female, what I could actually do, this actually could be really cheap. It's Field A group. I could actually maybe buy a really cheap breeder here, especially because it's a field special attacker. You really don't need special attack on most field Pokemon. Let's do... I want Bold, actually. This one's 15k. Bold is what you want on a Torkoal. 15k to finish this breed might be worth it. Or let's go check other things, though. If I get rid of this, I think it is worth to just go buy that one, honestly. Let's go here. Let's check this, though. Bold. If there's a cheaper breeder here for under 5k. Actually, these are cheaper, aren't they? These are better. Yeah, these are actually better for sure. So what I'm gonna do, yeah. So what I can do, I think I buy this Sand Shrew. Weirdly, I think what I do here is I buy this Sand Shrew. Yes, for 4k. I'm not calculating the cost of the second Torkoal, but I'm gonna do the first. I'm gonna focus on the first one. When I buy this Sand Shrew, I'm going to Everstone it. That costs 5k plus 5k. And then I'm going to buy a brace for the special attack. It was Bold, correct? Yeah, it was Bold. Perfect. Buy this. That's plus 10k. I think that should be it. Let's go put the... So 48k was the total cost of this Torkoal breed that I'm working on right now. I'll go plop this in the breeder guy. Boom, boom. So this Torkoal's going to end up... And it could defense high roll, which would be amazing. That's like the real dream come true. But this Torkoal's going to cost me 48k for this Torkoal. This should sell for more. And then, like, in worst case scenario, in a situation like this, you would just EV train and XP train it, and now you're in the profit again. Let's go check 20 plus in every Torkoal stat. And Bold nature. I don't even know if we'll find anything. Yeah, dude, the Torkoal, I don't know if it's because people are buying them up, but, like, this is where you could make insane profits on things because... So a lot of PvP players don't want to go breed and like make a Torkoal. If they want to try out Torkoal right now in UU, they're just going to go buy whatever they can on the GTL. This is why it's so important to follow PvP changes. Let's head on to our Torkoal breed number 2. 2 times 31. This thing rolled out really fucking nice. We don't have nature on it, but it's beautiful, man. Is it worth to put nature on this or do we just sell it? I think I just sell this one, honestly. It's probably going to make plenty of profit as is. Let's go see what it would be. Torkoal, 31, 31, 20 plus in all these stats. Is it 31? Spidef here, not speed, sorry. Nature is irrelevant. There's just no Torkoals on the GTL, so it's so hard to judge. What if we get rid of these and then do like 31 in all the stats that it needs and then do 2 matching? Cheapest is going to go for, I mean, 60k, 65k. This is kind of accurate-ish. I think I'd go 65-ish on it, which should definitely be a profit. I didn't calculate exactly how much this one costs to breed, but should definitely be a profit. And then wait for this one to hatch. And I want to work on at least one Spiritomb. This Torkoal is Omega weird. This is one of those things where, like, I'm just going to look for like 150k, which is really high. There's just no other options on the market. If someone wants... The real meme would be EV training this and XP training it possibly to 50. Also, training... Dude, wait. I am used to, like, training PVM Pokemon for profit. Dude, something people should do more is just EV train, XP train comps. Like, you also, because if you XP train to level 50 as opposed to level 100, that's a big difference in, like, your profit per hour and how many Pokemon you can crank through. It is so much, obviously, it's so much easier level to 50. So I think I should focus certain more money-making methods in the future on leveling mons to 50 and focusing on that instead of the XP training is what gets you. Going all the way to 100 can really eat into your profits. Dude, what is fucking Spiritomb doing in NU, bro? That's so incredibly toxic, bro. People are running Assault Gear Spiritomb. Also, this is like, there's so few games played. This is why I want to breed Spiritombs for profit. I don't think NU players have Spiritomb, dude. I don't think, yeah. Assault Gear can't be the best set. There's just 20 games played of it so far. It just got moved down to NU today, and I don't think a lot of NU players have Spiritombs. Yeah, these are crazy. Yeah, I think Calm Mind would probably be the best. Calm Mind, Rest, Toxic. That's fucking... This whole thing is toxic. There's for sure. I think this Pokemon's gonna be broken in NU. But I could be wrong. The meme is, my thought process is like the offensive power isn't high enough, but the offensive power has raised so much in NU over the years, so it's hard for me to judge, you know? That's kind of... But even then, like, a lot of the top mons are defensive. Like, Hitmontop, defensive. Arcanine usually ran defensively. I mean, actually, just kidding. It's fucking Choice Band Adamant right now in NU. That's kind of based. I respect Tank Arcanine, ZZZ, I sleep, boring. Bro, NU players, Giga Chad, running Choice Band Adamant Arcanine. That's honestly so based. Drudagon, fucking defensive Pokemon, ZZZ. NU feels, I always say, outside looking in, I don't actively, NU feels so fucking stally and slow right now, man. It's so crazy. Like, Hitmontop is a bulky mon. Even Arcanine's like bulky. You intimidate, even though it's offensive, which is cool. Drudagon, Hyper Bulk. Frostlass is just a suicide lead for setup for spikes and stuff like that. It's just a fucking suicide lead, like 4 stall teams usually. Electros, Assault Gear, a pain in the butt, Giga Drain, Restore. Blastoise, how people running it. They're running it. This is like Shell Smash though, I believe, which is kind of cool. Steelix, defensive, and you have some Rotom counters, I believe, but like mostly defensive. Golem, a mostly defensive mon, can set up rocks, but it can also rapid spin. Piloswine, very defensive mon. Like, all the top 10 mons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's not a single hyper offense mon out of all of these. There's not, in the top 10, there's 0 hyper offense. That's brutal to me, man. I love lower tiers of Pokemon, man. To be fair, wait, I'm sorry. Blastoise might be the one. So 1 out of 10. Excuse me. I would consider Shell Smash like hyper offense. Okay. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know. I really miss the days of, and I'm just boomer a little bit, but yeah. Even the best. I'm not saying it's not viable, but it's statistically looking at, I'm not saying you can't play hyper offense in NU, because I don't know. I'm not going to make that claim. Statistically, as someone who doesn't play, all I can look at is the data, you know? I can't give personal insight, but just look at the data, right? This tier looks insufferable to me, which sucks. If you enjoy it, that's amazing, and I need to maybe try to see the insights, but it looks brutal. Outside looking in looks brutal. I wouldn't want to jump into NU in 2025 personally, which sucks. Yeah, hopefully I don't sound like a boomer who's like, oh, back in my day, PvP was so much better. That's not true at all. Back in my day, we had to fight through fucking Baton Pass meta and fucking Skarm Blissey, like, dude, prior to Infernape in PokeMMO. That shit was way worse. The PokeMMO's or PvP is probably the best state it's ever been in. I would like to see more frail, like, weakness Pokemon with weaknesses. I feel like maybe it's just power creep has just gone so much where it's like just every Pokemon. If you look at every tier, every Pokemon has some bulk. Garchomp's bulky, Dragonite's bulky, Scissor's bulky. All the good Mons are bulky. Serperior is like one of the top 10 that's not really bulky, right? NU has like Frostlass, Blastoise. Not really. Blastoise can be run bulky, but it's not really run bulky. There's like 2 Mons out of the top 10 in NU that don't go bulky, right? And then in OU, you only have like 1. So like hilariously, people are right. Like NU is like the more offensive tier. I don't know. I mean, that's brutal. Maybe just percentage wise, bulky Mons are just easier to slot into teams. That's tough, dude. That's tough. I think this is the best Spiritomb we're gonna find. It has 31 HP. 31 HP, relaxed nature. And it has 24 plus special defense as well. Special defense. Special defense as well. Okay, so I'm gonna buy this for 10k. I'm gonna try to make a breed for prof out of this. My last breed for prof. I'm gonna do some shiny hunting. We're gonna see what I can do. I did get my encounters up over the streamathon more than I expected. I think the streamathon was so long, 16 hours. I only ended up doing like 7,000 encounters, but a lot of it was like single encountering and fishing and stuff like that. But 7,000 encounters in a day is not bad though. Like, I'll take that all day, you know. Let's go ahead and especially with not just doing time swipe forwards, right? Let's find a nice breeder for this tomb. Pat, I saw this question on the subreddit and I thought it could be a good stream question. Do you think PokeMMO is good for somebody with 0 previous Pokemon experience? I think it honestly is. Maybe I'm dumb. It could be overwhelming, which is, I think, fair, and it's more difficult, which is fair. But like, also because of that, you don't learn the bad habits, right? Growing up playing Pokemon, at least for me, I never learned Swords Dance. I never read these moves that didn't do damage. Oh, you know, move doesn't do damage, who fucking cares? I'm never gonna learn that, right? In PokeMMO, you're forced to like really read, pay attention, Swords Dance, Dragon Dance, you know, learn all these moves, right? I think you like pay more attention and you learn better habits and learn more things. EVs and IVs, right? EVs and IVs I didn't learn later on. In PokeMMO, if you're a new player, whenever you catch a Pokemon, you get the summary page popped up on your screen. You get to go through and look at the EVs, and the game explains you what are EVs. The game tells you, hey, what are IVs, right? I think learning EVs and IVs from the start helps you understand the numbers and understand Pokemon more than if you learn them later on, and it's more confusing, right? Also on PokeMMO, it will say, hey, this move is super effective when going to click against a certain Pokemon. That seems innocuous and simple to veterans, but to a new player, that's a really good way to learn the fucking type chart, right? I think newer Pokemon games do that as well, to be fair, but like I don't know if older ones did. Maybe I'm wrong. I think PokeMMO can weirdly be a very good first time Pokemon experience. I've had a lot of people say this is their first Pokemon game they've ever played, which is kind of crazy to me, but also beautiful. And I think it shows that it can be a good one. It's up for debate. I think PokeMMO is arguably better to learn Pokemon for than traditional Pokemon. Honestly, it's a little bit harder. So if you want to play an easier game, then fair enough, go play the originals. And like you have like the music and sound design and the more original like vibe, which I think is valued there. But in terms of like information displayed to you and transparency from the game, I actually think PokeMMO is better and clear and teaches you out of those bad habits before you learn them. I think it might be worth to just Everstone this nature. Relax is not like amazing, but it's still like pretty good. I feel like it's so tough though. It's actually so difficult. It's so tough. Getting the 2x31. There's so many. Actually, no. For a mon like Spiritomb, it's 5k plus 20k for braces versus 40k and then like 15k. I'm actually gonna do this because the reason why is because my thought process is there's a lot of good natures you can roll on Spiritomb that can be serviceable / work on mons that really only need defense like this. You could make Spiritomb offensive with Sucker Punch, right? You could make it fully defensive without any. It could go relaxed, it could go careful, it could go bold, it could like you really could run a ton of things on Spiritomb, but rather lean into those options than locking it into a certain set and then it not roll the right nature, not roll the right stats that I need. So here's our Spiritomb 201. I probably want to pay for it to be female. The extra 5k, sure. Yeah. Once you get up to like 3x31 per, that's where like Ditto's get a little more expensive. Okay, I'm gonna head over to Petalburg. Our Spiritomb should hatch in a little bit, which should give me our profit number. But I want to go over to Petalburg Woods. We saw some crazy Petalburg Woods RNG recently during the streamathon, so I'm gonna see if I could channel some of that good RNG and see a Shroomish, see a Trico, see something, man. I've been at Petalburg Woods for a fair bit, on and off, though. I don't really sit there and shunt, but easily have done over 30,000 encounters. I've been at that spot a ton passively. It's just one of the go-to single encounter spots. Here, someone's dropping a Gen 6 hot take, and I respect the hot takes, and I want, you know, all opinions to be heard. Someone said hot take, I don't think adding Gen 6 won't really add anything in the long run, and it's just a band-aid solution. I felt that way with Johto. Adding new regions is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, you add a new region, you add some new content, but a lot of people just play it, finish the storyline, and move on, sadly, right? That was the case with Johto because, well, to some extent, though, Johto did add new shunting spots. I think people do underestimate. It's easy to be cynical and be like, oh, just add a new region, there's nothing new. Now, I knew there's more. It's really priorities, right? Every update in Pokemon is about priorities, right? Right now, endgame content, PVM, permanent raids takes priority over everything. Yes, there's cool updates that are like obvious that I'd want to see in the game. Like an in-game encounter counter is like an obvious one. I really want to see that. Why is that not in the game? That's like an obvious, everybody wants that. Yes, please. Some sort of statistics, more statistics, leaderboards, stuff like that, right? Pretty obvious. People want to be able to right click someone and like see their trainer cards, see stats, stuff like that, right? Obvious, awesome additions. However, there's stuff like, you know, Gen 6, stuff like Black White 2, stuff like big updates like raids, and those are tougher to, how do you prioritize those? Right now we're focusing on raids, but I would love to see, I think Gen 6 adds more than Johto. Even though Johto, I think, added more than people realized. It added more than I realized. I thought a lot of people would play Johto, finish the storyline, and move on and quit. And a lot of people do. A lot of people do. A lot of people only play Pokemon hyper casually like that, which is fair. Everybody plays. A hardcore player base is always going to be like 10% or less of the player base. That's how it should be. It makes sense. People only have so much time, you know? Not everybody can put in 9,000 hours. Right? I'm fucking weird for this. It's a psychopath decision, you know? I'm not expecting everyone else to put in thousands of hours into this game, right? Do whatever you enjoy in life, whether it's thousands of hours here, thousands of hours there, whatever you enjoy. My point being, I think Johto added more than people realize. Like the shunting spots, dude, I head back to Johto all the time for certain shunting spots. The Safari Zone changed the way people shiny hunt Riolu. It has the best new Riolu shunting spot in the game. Mount Silver added the new best XP training spot. Johto actually added a fucking ton of content, a shit ton, that wasn't just you play the storyline, you beat it, you move on, right? And I think Gen 6 would be even more insane. Like, think about, like, just the concept of adding 100 and, I don't know how many Mons are in Gen 6. Let's say 120. Just the idea of adding 120 new Pokemon to Shiny Hunt, to EV Train, to XP Train. Some people find that repetitive. I think that's interesting and exciting and new. I love, like, having new Pokemon to go Shiny Hunts, new Pokemon to go XP Train, EV Train. Some people find the gameplay loops too similar. I don't personally. I feel like if you're the difference of like single encounter hunting in Petalburg Woods versus single encounter hunting over at a different spot, like over at I mean anywhere, right? Is very different. It's not the most different thing. It's not like as different as like time. So I've heard hordes versus singles, but it's different than each location changes the vibe in my opinion. I think this is Spiritomb hatch. I think Gen 6, oh, it came out sassy. That's why we didn't Everstone, because it could come out multiple natures that would work. That absolutely works. Fucking nice. This should sell for decent Pokeyen. I feel like Gen 6 or new regions add more than people realize, in my opinion. I think the devs are honestly even more of like that cynical side of new gens don't add that much. But I think Gen 6 could add. It's more of the timing, and we're nowhere. We've had so much discussion recently about new regions, and I have the Gen 6 supercut coming up, which is recapping everything I've ever said about Gen 6. I think because we're getting a massive surge of new players, we're talking a lot about Gen 6. I need to let you guys know, I personally, I could be wrong, I don't think we're seeing a new gen of PokeMMO for 4 to 6 years. They've released a new generation 2 to 4 years historically, consistently for the last 12 years, 13 years. I don't think they're just going to stop. That feels silly to consistently add a new region every 2 to 4 years, 4 or 5 times in a row for 13 years. While they just stop? That seems funny. But we're also focusing on, we're gonna have a benchmark where we finish generations 1 through 5, and now we do endgame stuff, fix the contests, maybe add Sinnoh Underground. I know a lot of people like that. Add the endgame stuff that we need, and then eventually, well, in my opinion, my guess is that we'll have a 2 to 4 year cycle of adding endgame content, and then we'll go back to adding a new region. So I think Johto, my guesstimate, okay, Johto releases 2023, which it did, and then we do endgame stuff from 2023 until like maybe 2026, and then they start working on Gen 6 development / Black White 2, and then we have to see Black White 2 first. So we probably see a Black White 2 engine update in like 2028, 2029, and then we see Gen 6 in like 2031, 2032. Like we are not close to a new gen in PokeMMO. I need people to know. We are far, far away. We just got Johto. There's fucking hundreds of thousands of hours of content in the game. I strongly encourage to make your own content, make your own goals. Very similar to Minecraft, you know, plan builds you want to do, plan Pokemon you want to build, PVM mons, raid mons. There's more reason to build Pokemon than ever with the addition of raids, which is fucking awesome. So I'm gonna get to what I'm doing, you know. In regards to fairy type in Pokemon, people say fairy type's absolutely necessary. Not really in PokeMMO. It was in Gen 6 because dragons were broken, right? Dragons being Hydreigon, being Garchomp, being Latias, the Lati twins, and all the dragon legendaries, right? Dragons were really fucking broken, right? So fairies were a necessity. Having an immunity to Draco Meteor was a big reason they did that, right? But in PokeMMO, we don't have the Lati twins breaking Draco Meteors and calm minding and doing crazy shit, right? We don't have Garchomp running away in games with Swords Dance where you have to think about, oh shit, is he going to be Swords Dance? Is he going to be Stealth Rocks? Is he going to be tanky? Like he has fucking 6 different builds he can do. Is he Banded, Scarfed, Life Orb? At least in PokeMMO, he only has like 5 builds. He's still very strong, but he's not as broken, right? And then we don't have things like Draco Meteor, Hydreigon, right? So we remove, by nerfing Hydreigon and Garchomp in PokeMMO plus no legendary dragons, we kind of just those nerfs alone, those custom changes, like already make it so we don't really need fairy type. Fairy type is not a requirement in PokeMMO. It is in traditional Pokemon, but not nearly as much in PokeMMO. Now could we add fairy type and revert those changes? To some extent, yeah. The problem is the legendary dragons and how they're just not balanced. It's the tough pill to swallow. Growing up playing Pokemon is realizing that legendaries are just not balanced. They're fun, they're amazing fun, and they're exciting, you know, for the little, you know, casual gameplay, but they're just not balanced. They're not good in PVM. They're not good in a game with an economy. They're great in single player games. They're not good in a consistent open world MMORPG. They're just not well balanced. Not to discredit it, but I do want to. There's a lot of people who are like, you know, I don't want Gen 6. I'll quit the game if Gen 6 comes out. And I understand, like, your opinion is totally valid, and your position is valid. But I hope we aim for what's best towards the game and not what's best towards just ourselves. And it's a tough thing. People said the same exact. If you think about this, the problem is that this sort of thing extends. What's up, Tom? This sort of thing extends infinitely, right? This was the same exact thing players said back in 2014, right? If Gen 3 is released, I'm gonna quit the game. Like, fuck Gen 3. Gen 1 only. When the game was Gen 1 from 2012 to 2014, they then added Gen 3 in 2015. It's easy to be like, oh, nowadays, like, oh no, Gen 6 Plus is the only bad ones. Well, back then, anything past Gen 1 was bad. And then anything past Gen 3 was bad. We had these same fights every single, like, generation. Like, back in 2014, oh, if they add Gen 3, I'm gonna quit the game. Back in 2016, like, oh, if they add Gen 5 next, I swear I'm gonna quit. Fuck Gen 5. Dude, this just happens every update, every single time. Which, like, more power to you. If you really have that strong of a conviction, you want to vote with your time, more power to you. I want you to play games you enjoy. But I do think it if it ends up being better for the game and the game grows and stuff, more power to you. I'm a personal believer of Gen 1 to 5 is I mean, I love them, right? But I don't think Gen 6 Plus is all bad. I think if you act like everything plus Gen 6 is garbage, like everything, I think you're not critically analyzing things, right? There are positives and negatives to everything. Do I dislike megas and do I dislike gimmicks? Do I think it's harder for them to be balanced? Do I dislike the shiny rate increases? Do I dislike a lot of the balancing? Yes, right? Do I like the Pokemon designs? Things like Tinkaton in Gen 9, Orthworm, Smoliv. There's some really fucking cool fucking guys. Halucha in Gen 6, Avalugg later on, Sandaconda, Palossand. There's some cool Pokemon later on. Are there some cool moves? Things like, you know, like there's some positives and negatives. If you view things as anything post Gen 6 is garbage and it's all bad, I think you are not critically analyzing things, and I would implore you to have a more realistic, earnest lens with the content you're critiquing, right? Actually try to sit down and be like, okay, well, what don't I like about it, you know? If you haven't played them at all, I stopped at Gen 6. I played Gen 6. That was the last game I ever played. And so I judge. That's what Gen 7 and 8 I barely know. I know a little from show, but I try to judge things fairly, and I try to give the positives and negatives where I can. Right, keep in mind it cost me like 35k to make this Spiritomb. Let's go ahead and sell it off. This one is 43k, which is kind of cheap, but it's not natured. Mine has sassy, which is definitely a usable nature. So I'm probably gonna go like at least 80k on it. You don't need that many stats. It has the attack if people want to go Sucker Punch, which is kind of a funny build, but you can. Maybe even 100k. I might even go 100k. The next one's, it cost me 35k to make. I feel like this is doable for like a 40k, 50k profit. I feel like that's honestly fair. Was that a 7-day donor status for 750k? I should have yoinked that. I saw it there for a split second. I don't know why would you ever list that for that price, but someone got a yoink there. Free 300k flip. Yo, speaking of like the GTL and market checks, dude, I am so down. Let me I want to go check. I have not checked the 2012 2013 market in a long time. How's it doing, dude? Cheapest 2012, 100k. That's pretty cheap, man. It's kind of, things are, it makes sense. Collector markets are a little down right now on that sort of stuff, which makes sense. Hopefully they rebound, hopefully they go back up, but this is definitely on the cheaper end for things. I just want to buy these, but I need to be on my different accounts. I have a different account where I store all of my 2012 2013 collection Pokemon. I love checking these markets. 10k. Yo, what? Okay, that's crazy. Let me maybe I should look through the 2013s. I feel like there's less attention on these markets right now, which makes prices go down, which makes me interested. I want to check through some of these. I love 2012 especially because it's the year that I started playing Pokemon, so I have more attachment to it. Charmeleon 2014 for 300k, 1 times 31. Or no, that's not, sorry. Kind of interesting. 2014s are probably the least collected out of these for sure. Let's go check 2012. The big ones are like rare 2012s and like starters. How's Snorlax doing? Usually Snorlax. That's what dude, Snorlax I think was underlisted in 2012 for a long time. For a long time, Snorlaxes would only be like 500k, 600k. And I'm over here like, dude, you only got 1 to 2 Snorlaxes per account. And that was it. There was no other way. You could not catch Snorlax in the wild in 2012. It was just the 2 from the Pokeflute. So yes, like each account got 1 to 2, like guaranteed, but they were really hard to catch as well. I'm a big Snorlax 2012 fan. You know what? I'm not doing a whole lot today. It's definitely a chill day post streamathon. Let's go check out my 2012 2013 collection. I want to do a full video where I really deep dive in it, but I'll do a quick like brush over really quick. All right, here's my account, my 1 mil 1 day. This is the account where I keep my collection Pokemon. So we've got a box full of 2012s here. There's like 6 Chanseys here. These are all from 2012. A bunch of random stuff. Poliwhirls, Abras. Abras are nice for teleport mons. There's a Charizard here. There's a Blastoise named Poseidon. OT Dr. Blanco. The Charizard over here. This is my favorite viewer gift. A viewer gave me this as a gift back in like 2022, 2021. Like years ago, before 2012 collecting really had taken off, right? And it's my favorite gift I've ever been given. It was his OT, I believe. It's my favorite gift I've ever been given. I love this Charizard. I really, really, really treasure it. I've got 2 different Blastoises, 2012s. You see things like this 2012 Phoebuses. This might be, this is not 2 times 21. Why does it say that? 2012 Phoebuses, very rare. 2012 Carvanas, very rare. I also love the OTs on some of these. Like Flame Dude is an awesome OT. Hitmonchan's pretty rare. Zemnis, also he listed a few of his Pokemon. A few of his mons, or these mons will be his OT. 31 attack Tauros over here, 2012. Only Safari catchable. Same with the Kangaskhan. Only found in the Safari Zone, and obviously very tough catch rates. Things like Lapras. Hitmonlee. This Lapras was probably the Lapras you get from going through like the, what is it, Saffron City, right? The Saffron City thing. Because back then they weren't gift mons. You would get a random Lapras with random nature and random IVs, but they changed it later on. Same with like, you know, all the starters. One of the biggest tells is back in 2012, your starter Pokemon randomly rolled IVs in nature. Nowadays it's 15 IVs across, and you cannot trade them, and you can't breed them. They're gift Pokemon. and neutral nature. The reason why they made that change was because there was players who would like start a new account, and they would get like they would pick their starter, and it would be like a dog shit IVs, like 0 attack, 0 attack, 15 speed. Like they'd be terrible Pokemon, and they would be like the storyline was harder to balance around the random rolling of natures and IVs. So they ended up neutralizing all the IVs and stuff, which is less fun, and I kind of miss it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but it's more balanced that way. We have some Snorlaxes over here, 2 different Snorlaxes. This is, I like this with this 2012 Flareon is a cool one. More Hitmonlees, more Hitmonchans, more Carvanas. One of the rarest in these boxes is Cacnea as well. 2012 Cacneas are extremely rare. I don't know if there's any on the GTL. These are extremely... Any non-Gen 1 Pokemon from 2012 is very rare because they were like event only. I'm sorry, what? I'm just buying this. I'm actually hopping over to the... That is disgustingly underpriced. 2012 Cacneas are very rare. I know there's people who have been looking for them forever on the market. That's crazy. That's the easiest. I will take that. I might even hop to the main. I need to go send some 2012 over to this account on the main. Let me go tasty flip. Yeah, it could be a flip. It could be a sale. I'm going to message my main account so I can send 2012s and 2013s over to it. For my 2013s, I've got 1 box plus another box. I don't have any 2012 shinies, but I do have 2013 shinies, which I'm pretty happy about. I have a 1 2013 shiny Tentacruel. I think this was like, I bought it for like 3 to 5 mil. They're much more expensive now. And 1 2013. Look like they're both HM friends. It's kind of funny. 2013 shiny Psyduck. These are fucking really rare. 2013 shinies and 2012 shinies. Very, very, very rare. There's usually like a few on the market. Let's go check right now. 2012 shiny. Is there none right now? Wow. Woohoo! I didn't expect 0 to be listed. That's crazy. Damn. 2013s. There's 2. That's pretty nuts. I didn't expect there to be 0 2012s listed shinies. That's pretty fucking insane. Yeah, I'm back on the main. I'm probably going to at least buy this Cacturn. I don't have one of those for sure. I almost want to buy this Cacnea as well. It's the same OT. Is it Straw what King? Straw Hat King? The One Piece reference? I think I got to buy both. That's cool. Having both as a collection. I know I just spent a lot of money, dude, but that's what stuff is here for in PokeMMO, is like having fun and spending your Pokeyen to collect things like this. I really enjoy it. I feel like those prices are really, really good, personally. Phoebus's. I feel like the 2012 market is just under talked about right now. You can find. That's what you want to. You want to wait for the markets to get quieter, and that's where you go in and you buy stuff. You know, when things are hot and in the news, it's probably too late. You probably avoid them, right? The money's already been moved. But when things are not being talked about, when money making methods aren't being talked about, that's when they become really good at being money making methods. Where you can buy in at good prices. The 2x31 Chansey is quite cool. Dude, this is how many... This is actually crazy. This is how many 2012 and 2013 Pokemon were in my mail that I just hadn't collected yet. I am so bad. I have so much stuff to sort through. Look, this is insane. Besides, I bought these 2, right? But these all have to get sent to my alt account. These were all just sitting in my mail. Some of which were there for like over 600, 900 days. Making a living deck would be so cool. A lot of the goals of like 2012, 2013 collecting are like kind of a complete set, doing a living decks. Yes, that is a lot of the goal for a lot of people. Now I like to have multiples and stuff like that. And I'd like to really iron down what I have and what I don't have and work towards living decks at some point. But I'm kind of just varied collecting right now. And then one day I'll try to organize and see what I need, you know? I'm gonna mail everything over. There should be a lot to add to the collection over there, which I'm excited for. I only spent a little bit, you know. I need to do a video soon covering everything in detail because there's a lot of cool Pokemon in those boxes. A lot of history, man. Pokemon that have survived over 13 years, were never bred, were never on a banned account. You know, the player didn't permanently quit. They actually came back to the game and sold them or had them, and it's really rare to find 2012, 2013 Pokemon. It's very similar to people. You know, people may ask, why would you even want those? Why would you? What do they do? Right? It's the same thing as base set Pokemon cards. Base set Pokemon cards don't do anything. They're just fun. They're collectible. They're appreciated. They have nostalgia. That's how I feel about PokeMMO. Playing this game since 2013. I love it so much. And it's crazy how far it's come. And really short stream today, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Wanted a short stream on a Monday to put out something, hang out, have some fun. I didn't even get to shiny on today, so apologies for the short stream, but the streamathon kind of cooked me. I'll be live tomorrow for a nice April Fool's stream, guys. Thank you for watching. Like the stream if you enjoyed it, dislike if not, subscribe on YouTube for daily Pokemon videos, follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you want to join that, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations do go a very long way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. A quick little 400k 2013 Bulbasaur starter. What's like Charmander and stuff cost though? Char. Is it worth to yoink that? I feel like it is. Or Turtle. Yeah, but Blastoise is actually... I might not go for it. Actually, what was the Blastoise? Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go for it. It was a good shout though, Clarko. Yo, Patrouski here, and I wanted to thank you personally for watching the video until the very end. I really, really appreciate that. And if your name is on this list, thank you to the moon and back, because you allow me to even make these videos by supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.